If you want to learn how to make a full stack web application, but you want to make it without writing any code, let me teach you how to use AppSheet. There's a link below for this full project. You can also get a sample in the video that's coming for you to see what the course is like. If you click that link, it's going to give you a month free to Skillshare where you can access a ton of other educational courses as well as mine, and enjoy the rest of the video. Alright, so it's time to start building our app out. So let's head over to AppSheet, log in, use your Google account, and then hit quick start, say make a new app. Alright, so we'll say start with our own data, and then we'll give it a name. So we'll say building app training video. And let's go ahead, and it doesn't really matter what category you say. Let's say marketing. And we'll choose our data. And then let's see right here. Let's go down to building app training video. Select our data, boom. Now we got that, and it's setting up our app. So all that dummy data that we just had over here, we're gonna go ahead and use that as the foundation of our application here. Okay, so you can see what it starts us out with is not necessarily what we want it to be, which is fine. We're gonna change that over and we're gonna make it exactly how we want. So when we start out, we've got our paid and unpaid, and then we have, we have the amount there, but it's not in dollars. Right, and we only have one view. We don't have our chart, so we got some work to do as far as moving forward. So right here in this interface, we're going to be using some of these on the side column right here, and some of these over here. So some of these options are mainly going to be living behind UX, behavior, and data. So get familiar with those. Feel free to pause and just start to poke around. You're not going to break anything. You can always come back to this point, and poking around is honestly where you start to get the most experience from the whole thing. So what we're going to do to begin with, let's go ahead and we'll go in here and let's try and make this view right here, this UX view, into a deck. And you can see as I kind of switch around and change these, you'll sort of see the different view types that there are. But I think we want a deck. That's kind of the way we built the other one. We can also say where we want the position of this bottom thing to be. So we're going to want that on the left side when we add the other view, so we can do that. And then we'll change the view name. So we'll just change that to just invoices, right? And then let's do this. Let's go ahead and sort them by status, and then we'll do descending. So that way we'll get the unpaid at the top, or we should be. Let's see. Status, ascending, descending, group by, status, descending. There we go. So that's what I wanted by. So we'll sort by status descending, and then we'll group by status descending. So we'll have the unpaid first and the paid. So eventually when we have 100 invoices in here, it'll only show us the unpaid ones, which should always be a small number that we're always trying to focus on as a team. And we'll eventually just, get rid of them. Another thing we'll do, if you see right here, you can see this is the unique ID and then the amount right here. So what we're gonna actually want is here under primary header, this top piece is the primary header. We're going to want to say, let's do this. We'll just say customer email. So that way we know who it is. And then we'll do our secondary header as the amount. So we'll have it real quick. Bob owes us 8,000. Dan paid us 600. And we just have that real quick snapshot there. And that's really all we want out of that. Another thing we have too is all of these little icons. These are actions. So we can compose email, send a text message, phone call, email again, edit, or delete. For the purposes of this app, these actions right here, we're going to go ahead and just add in delete and edit, and we're actually going to switch the order those are in, because that's really all we want. If we want to delete an invoice because maybe the customer returned it and they're not going to pay it, we'll just delete it from the record, act like it never happened. Or if we want to edit it, that's going to be the main functionality that we want. All the other actions maybe not as relevant at this point in time, so we're just going to go with those basic ones. And then if you go to the display section here, click this icon right here, you can see this is just kind of a little generic stack, but let's go ahead and get something that's more like related to what we're doing, like money. So we can do like a message in money, or maybe like an invoice envelope with some money in it, or like a bill. This is kind of like a bill icon. We can kind of go with that. So let's go ahead and we'll put this in here, and that'll be sort of this view as a whole, and we'll just hit save.